Hi, I'm Darryl from Mighty Velo, and today I'm going to be sharing with you about the Birdy City. So, the Birdy City has a 9-speed derailleur and a Gen 3 monocoque body frame, and it is suitable for people from the height of 1.45 meters tall to 1.85 meters taller. And the total weight that it can handle is 110 kilograms, inclusive of both the rider and the luggage. Its estimated folded dimensions are 68 cm height and 38 cm in width by 84 cm in the total length. So what makes this bike one of my favorites is because of its sleek design, and it actually has the name City derived from its urban use. So what makes the Birdy City competitive is because of its lightweight. In fact, it weighs only 10.9 kilograms, which makes it one of the lightest in the whole Birdy family. And it also has a singular Gen 3 monocoque body frame, which has no joints, unlike some of the other foldable bikes out there. And it has a lower center of gravity, which is similar to that of road bikes, which enhances the riding and cornering stability. So without further ado, let us take a look at its full body. Wow, that was simple. It's about the same amount of time I take to tie my shoelaces. Now, taking a look at the front and back suspensions of the bicycle, it actually reduces the amount of vibrations when travelling on uneven terrain. And the 18-inch tyres actually make it closer to that of a road bike without sacrificing much of the handling or the speed. And despite it being a foldable bike, it has 9 speeds, which is sufficient for me to tackle any of the park connectors that I frequent. Oh yes, of course, it makes it easier for you to go upslope as well. And now allow myself to introduce a new term called Cadence. So those who are new to Cadence, Cadence is actually the number of revolutions your pedal makes in a minute. So for example, a cadence of 60 means your pedal will revolve 1 round every second. So an average cyclist with a cadence of 70 can bring this bike to a top speed of about 29 km per hour, whereas a competitive cyclist with a cadence of about, let's say, 90 can bring this bike to a top speed of about 37 km per hour. Oh, simple. Because it's compact and can be brought anywhere. In fact, it can be brought onto an MRT at any time of the day. And despite its small frame, it is close to that of a typical bike in terms of performance. And pound for pound, it is one of the best bikes out there in the market right now. Oh, so personally, I'm a fan of this aquamarine, but don't worry, we also have other colors such as the basic gloss colors. We have red and black, we have lime green, midnight blue, moonstone blue, aquamarine this color, and also sky blue. We also have premium matte colors such as the military green, the desert sand, sage grey, pearl mouse grey, and also graphite black. If you're looking for something even more striking, we actually have these premium gloss colors such as the mercury grey, mercury copper, mercury blue, polished silver, champagne gold, and rose gold. Okay. So Birdy City is actually known for its simplicity, but it can also be heavily modded, just like my Lego toys in the past. And despite it already having a very good stock setup, it's actually widely used as the base of a modded bike. And I'm sure some of you are asking, how much can actually be zheng, or how much can actually be improved? Well, let's take a look. Okay, so let's kickstart off with the tyres. And these tyres that we have on the stock model are actually the CST tyres. And I would like to call them the general purpose tyres because they are sufficient for me to travel along the road pavements as well as on park connectors. However, there's also a diverse range of tyres that we have. And first thing you want to look at is actually the PSI, or the pressure level of the tyres. So in short, a lower PSI will give you a more comfortable ride, and a higher PSI will let you go faster. So what we have here is the Billy Bonkers tyre, which is actually, it has a PSI of about 55, so it's softer and it's cushier. This will give you a more comfortable ride. Same for the Big Apple tyres, which have a PSI of 70. And moving on, we have the Blackjack tyres. So you notice all these small little grips. These are actually giving you more grips on when you cycle, and it's good for light gravel roads. Next, moving on, we have the Marathon Racers. So Marathon Racers actually have a PSI of about 85. And these are also tyre puncture resistant, and they are good for daily commuting as well. And last but not least, we have the Kojak tyres. So the Kojak tyres have a PSI of about 110, and they're actually sturdier, and they allow your bike to go faster. Okay, so that's the issue of the grips. So when we cycle for prolonged periods, we actually have, our wrists will actually tend to sag downwards, and it's the same as when we use mouse for a very long period of time. So our wrists will actually go downwards, and this will cause a strain to the nerves, and it will cause that numbing feeling as a result. So with that, introducing the ergon grips. So first of all, the ergon grips allow us to keep our hand in the optimal position, and it will reduce the numbness over time. And for that, we have the GA2. And these are the ones without the bar ends, and also we have the GA3 that comes in several different colors. Next is the GP1 that comes in both the black design as well as the cork design. And for those with bar ends, we have the GP2S and also the GP2L, which is both small and large. Well, I mean, the bar ends do look cool, but they also provide us an alternate form of grip. For example, we can grip it this way normally, or if not, we can alternate to this kind of grip. And also, when we cycle for long periods of time, we are prone to taking breaks in between. And for that, we need kickstands. So our Birdy bikes do not come with a kickstand on their own, but you can purchase this standard Birdy kickstand, or if not, you can also opt for the adjustable one, which is very simple to use. All you have to do is just turn this, and you can adjust it to the optimum height or the desired height that you prefer. And when you're cycling, you must remember to keep yourself hydrated. And with that, we have this unique invention called the feetlock bottle with the uni base. So all you have to do is twist it, and then you keep yourself hydrated. Thereafter, you just have to lock it back in. Very simple to use. So if you take a look here, this is the uni base, and this allows us to just attach it onto the Birdy bikes using the reattachable and readjustable straps. And for that, you do not have to drill holes onto your bike. Now we'll take a look at the brake sets. So the one that we have on our stock model is the Avid BB5R brake set. And if you want to have stronger braking power, you can take a look at the Dreamtech R1, which has 2 pistons, and it also comes in several different colors. Otherwise, you can also consider the Dreamtech GT, which has 4 pistons, and it also comes in several different colors as mentioned or as shown at the front. Now attention all riders out there, especially those of you who like to cycle at night. I hope you all understand the importance of being visible in the night to avoid accidents. And I also noticed that some of you cyclists do not know how to position your night lights properly when you're cycling. So today I'm here to give you a few tips and tricks on how to position your night lights. So for those of you who like to cycle at park connectors in the night, I suggest that you should tilt your front light slightly downwards when you're cycling. And this is to avoid blinding others in the eyes, and also to keep a lookout of where you're cycling and what's in front of you. However, when you're cycling on the road, you will want to shine the light forwards because it shows you the signs on the road, and also to notify cars that you're coming from the back. If possible, you'll also want to keep the front light blinking. And as for the rear lights, all you need is a bright red light attached to the back of your bicycle to inform cars that are about 80 to 100 meters away they are at the front. So how can you stay safe on the roads? Introducing the Moon Meteor X Auto Front Light. With 7 modes, it is bright enough to actually allow people to know that you're in the vicinity, and it also doesn't blind them in the process. And it also has the capabilities to last up to 5 hours on the dimmer setting. And since Singapore has pretty well lit park connectors as well as road pavements, I think it's enough for a casual night cycle. And we also have the Orion rear light, which screams both affordable lighting as well as a bright red light. And this Orion red light can last up to about 53 hours with only 2 hours of charging. And one last thing that I'd like to add on is that you should fully charge your batteries before going out for a night cycle. And you can also bring spares just in case. So what do you think is the most important aspect when you're cycling? Other than that, yeah, I think the most important aspect is actually the comfort. So what better way than to introduce the B17 Brooks leather saddle, which is both comfortable and flexible at the same time. And over time, it will also mold to each individual. Otherwise, you can also consider the Cell Italia T2 Flow, which is super soft and comfortable. And for ladies, you can also consider the Diva Gel Super Flow, which is highly recommended by other females. However, I feel that saddles are actually very personal and everyone has a different feel to it. So you can start off by buying cheaper ones and you can try out. And it doesn't mean that if you buy a more expensive one, means it will suit you. Now, moving on to suspensions. So for starters, you can try out this grey one, which can be substituted at the rear of your bicycle. Otherwise, you can also move on to the U design, which has both the front and the rear suspensions. And last but not least, we have the Imperium Cycle suspensions, which is the front and the back. And they also come in different colors. I was just about to get to that. Okay, so for the pedals, the Birdy bicycles come in a very basic set of pedals because we believe that everyone has a very personalized taste when it comes to pedals as well. However, we do carry several different types of pedals, and one of them is the MKS FD7, which is actually a foldable pedal. And we also have the Shimano flat pedals that come in several different colors. Otherwise, you can also look at the Crank Brothers pedals that come in more vibrant colors. So I think that's the end of it, right? Correct. So now we are going to move on to my favorite part, which is bags and pouches. So you must be wondering, how can a small bike like this carry so many items at the same time? Fret not, because you have the Oddleap Ultimate 6 bag, which is actually one of my favorites because of its lightweight, durability, and also its waterproof features. So it can actually house your handphones, your wallets, and even your water bottles. Otherwise, you can also consider the Sport Roller Classic, which comes as a pair. It can be attached both at the front and the rear of the bicycle itself. And if you like this, I recommend pairing it with the front lowrider rack, which can be attached at the front. If not, for the rear, there is also the Fitlock Saddlebag 600, which you can attach at the back of your seat. And this can be used to house your lights as well as other multi-tools. If you cycle on rainy days where there are puddles of mud or water, this is where the mud guard comes into play, because the mud guard can be used to reduce the backsplash of the water and the muddy puddles. So here are some things that we actually changed. First off, we have the Ergon GP2 grips with the bar ends. Next, we also changed to the SMC Govan 406 tri-spoke carbon wheel set. And as for the derailleur, we changed the original Shimano Sora 9-speed derailleur to a Shimano Ultegra, which has 11 speeds. And for the crankset, we changed the original 52 teeth to a 56 teeth crankset. So in simpler terms, a crankset with more teeth allows the bike to go faster. Last but not least, we also changed the pedals to the Crank Brother turquoise or aquamarine coloured pedals. And with that, we've come to the end of the video, and we hope that this has motivated you to come and cycle with us. Do remember to turn on your notifications for our Instagram and Facebook profiles. With that, click here for more and click here to subscribe. Thank you.